In this tutorial, we'll be exploring PUNQ's search syntax and how you can search for information within the application. Additionally, we'll also explore the various methods for gathering information either via external files or via logging into arbitrator systems so that it gives you a broader base of information to search across. So let's begin. For this demo, I'll be using a Macintosh version of the application, but all of the functions are similar across all three versions. So let's open the application. We'll begin by taking a look at our data store, and in this case, if we select Show Statistics, we see that we only have one local index that we are searching within. And in this case, I don't have any data within this index. So I'm going to begin by importing another index file that I have previously saved. And I do this through going into the Settings panel and then selecting Local Files, and I'm going to browse for the file that I'm looking for. And in this case, it's in my desktop folder, and let's find the file. Now it's going to archive or unarchive the file, and that will take a few minutes, so we will pause and come back when the file has completed. Once the archive process is complete, we can see that the sample file is now loaded into our data sources along with the local file, and we can activate or deactivate that simply by selecting it. So if I wish to deselect the sample file, I just simply uncheck it, or I can select it, and now I'm able to see both sources when I'm doing my search. In this case, I have a relatively small file. It has about 600,000 records in it. And if I wanted to, I could also add more sources that could include either more local index files that I'm going to add to my local index, or I can log into an arbitrator node as a search source as well. And I'm going to walk through that example now before we begin our search. So let's begin by logging in. And in this case, I'll log into one system that is already loaded with information. Select my directory. And now I can see that it's added two more systems to my index. And so now I can, just as before, select and deselect those files from my search. And now I have roughly 6 million events in my data store. In order to begin searching, I can set my time range. In this case, I'm going to select a custom time range that allows me to see when the first event occurred in my index and the last event. I can change that time range at any time that I wish, ranging from the last 5 minutes all the way out to custom, which is the entire time range for all events that are stored within PUNQ. So in this case, in order to search, I simply type in the search bar and select whatever it is I'm looking for. As an example, maybe I'm looking for Windows event logs. I can begin typing. It will do a pre-search for me, and now I can look and see the results. So in this case, I've searched and found roughly 292 records in a little less than a second, actually very small amount of time. Additionally, if I want to add search criteria, I can do that through either a search syntax that we'll discuss in a moment, or simply by adding another criteria to the search. So in this case, I want to see anything that has to do with a service control manager code that matches this string. So I'm going to look for MS-WIN event logs and that particular string. And so now it has gone through and found those searches. So this allows you to very quickly drill down on events that have multiple search criteria. Now additionally, there are saved searches within the PUNQ library, and that's found underneath the spyglass icon that if you click on, it will show you the list of predefined saved searches. And this is just a small listing of searches, but to give you an example of how they work, you can flip down into a search, and I know I happen to have some Cisco ASA firewall logs in this particular device. So I can go down and look through those for, let's get down to maybe level 3 error messages. I can click on that. It already pre-built the search for me and now has found all of those particular event logs. And I can go through that to whatever level I want. Additionally, if you want to create your own searches, let's say for instance I want to create a custom search around that MS-WIN event log, and let's go into that particular service control manager again. and maybe now I want to turn this into a custom search, then I can simply go in and first I'll copy that, and I can go in and save that search, and it will now pop up a directory that allows me to determine where I would like to save that search. I can either save it in a predefined library, or if I wanted to, I can create a new library, and let's say I'm going to call this Mike's Searches. And now within Mike's Searches, I'm going to add a new search to that. I'm going to give it a name of my custom Windows log. And now you can see my search criteria was already populated, and now I'm simply done, and I've added that, so I can click OK. Now if I go back and look within my saved searches, I have Mike's Searches, and you can see I have, actually I created a duplicate, but I have both of those. And I can go in and modify that to whatever level I need. So that's a little bit on searching. Additionally, if you want to look at statistics or information across multiple systems, you can begin to analyze different events by going into the statistics mode. And in this case, you can see a quick view that shows you your entire index size, as well as the breakdown of that index size based on the number of data sources that you are looking at. If you want to also look at individual data sources, you can simply unselect the other data sources, and that will allow you to drill into the various data sources that you want to see. As you can see, as you drill into data sources, it will also give you a quick histogram of either day, week, month, or hour views. If you want to drill into those, then you would simply drill down into one of your histogram bar charts, and it would break that down into its elements. So in this case, I'm looking at information for the week of September 8th. If I want to simply look at the drill down from there, then now it will show me all of the information for the entire week beginning with the 8th. If I want to see that on an hourly basis, then I can go in and I'll actually put it in manual refresh mode. Then now it's going to drill down from that day into the hours of September 8th. And then I can see that the majority of my events occurred within the hour of 2 p.m. And so if I want to drill down on that hour, then now it will drill down from there into a minutes view for me. So this allows me to very quickly drill into the event level details for my particular search. And this is all bound to the search that you're working within. And you can do this within a single data source by simply deselecting which data sources you are concerned with, or you can do it across all data sources. Hopefully this gives you a feel for how to search within PUNQ, as well as how to perform quick analytics on data patterns and information within the system itself.